If you want to declutter but you have no idea where to start, this video is for you because today I'm covering 6 items that you can toss immediately and actually feel good about it because they might be impacting your health. Stick around till the end to make sure you get all of these quick decluttering wins. Some of these might not be totally obvious, so let's get right into it. The first item that I want to talk about is expired cosmetics, which I know what you're thinking, ew, but I'm here to tell you that you need to check the back of your cosmetics because not all of them have an expiration date. Some of them only have like a little label that looks like an open container. So this is a sneaky category because not all cosmetics have an actual expiration date. Sometimes it's time from open, so you might think a product is good, but in reality, if you had opened it more than 3 months ago, it should be thrown away just to be safe. The next category brings us into our kitchen, and I am talking about plastic cookware or cutlery or food storage. Obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, you have probably heard about microplastics, and I grew up on these, but it's seriously not good for you. Every time you cut food on a plastic cutting board, you are likely ingesting plastic. This can cause irritation, cancer-causing materials, or endocrine disruptors to leach into your food, and no one wants that. So our next category is going to be in the laundry department, and it's going to be any harsh chemicals or fabric softeners. And honestly, I was the biggest fan of like good smelling laundry, really heavy fragrances, and fabric softeners before I had a dog with allergies. But honestly, after I read up on it, I was like, not only is this irritating my dog, but it's probably irritating me as well on a lower level that I might not realize. And so many of these things are just so unhealthy and just so unnecessary. Honestly, the majority of like fragrance laundry detergents are pretty much just water anyway, and not only does it cost a bunch of money, but it just takes up so much room in your house as well. And in my opinion, you can just use something simple like baking soda or a really simple laundry powder that is a lot healthier for you, a lot more aesthetic in my opinion than a bunch of like mismatched colors, and just overall better for your health. Let me know if some of these slipped your mind and you didn't previously consider them. I know honestly for me, expired cosmetics was the really big one, which is kind of gross, but I just don't wear makeup that much, so much of the stuff that I had opened, I realized I had to toss basically when I hadn't even used it, which was a real bummer, but I think better safe than sorry, and I don't want anything that could potentially have bacteria on my skin anyway, because that's decidedly not very glamorous. All right, the next item is such a bummer because I really love these. This is a total guilty pleasure for me, and it's kind of on the same level as the laundry, but unfortunately I like it even more, and that is scented candles and room sprays. Again, I kind of realized this after I got like a dog with a lot of allergies, but then after a while I realized how many chemicals were actually just like leaching into the air from me lighting a candle, and I was not a fan. So pretty much what I've switched to has been essential oil diffusers, but sometimes those can harbor mold, so make sure you're careful, or sometimes reed diffusers, but instead of the pre-packaged chemical scents, what I'll do is I'll just put a couple drops of essential oil and water, and honestly I think that does a pretty good job for me. Okay, the next category really might have snuck up on you, or you may not realize it because I didn't for the longest time, but this is like food in your pantry or fridge or whatever that you bought that you don't want to eat, like ever, like you're never in the mood for it, but you feel too guilty to throw it away. Am I the only one that does this? Like, I feel like it's kind of a weird habit, so let me know. But I promise you, if you're not gonna eat it, do not let it sit there and like rot or expire in your fridge or your pantry. Just move on, chalk it up to, you know, you tried to buy it, maybe you didn't like it, and you don't need to eat it. You really don't need to force yourself to consume something that you're never in the mood for. It is okay. I really feel like this can also kind of play on our relationship with food as humans. Eating out of guilt is never a good thing, even if the guilt comes from not wanting to be wasteful. I totally understand that, and I understand that a lot of people are needy, but honestly, if you're letting it expire, you might as well throw it away. And on the other hand, if it's unhealthy food that you're letting expire, definitely don't feel bad about not eating it, because chances are it could have processed chemicals in there and other things that are really bad for you, so just let it go. Okay, and the final category of things that you can toss because it's not helping your health is actually clothes that you no longer feel your best in. Hear me out. It's not just about physical health, it's about your mental health too. And every time you put on a skirt or jeans that make you feel like you wish you were still a size 00 and that it's like 2001, or anytime you put on a top that just doesn't make you feel good, makes you feel frumpy or disheveled, just donate it. You never know, one man's trash is really another man's treasure, and someone might really vibe in it. Someone might really look good in it and honestly learn to love it. If it doesn't spark joy, and even worse, if it makes you feel bad about yourself or makes you long for a past life, it's time to declutter it. It's not serving you and you are not serving it, and honestly, you don't need to go back in time to fit into those jeans again. Just toss them, move on, and treat yourself maybe to a new pair via a thrift store. Okay, well, I would love to know which of these categories resonated with you the most. Which of these categories do you have the most items in? And let me know in the comments if you are planning on decluttering these. I know for me, I was able to really cut down quickly for a lot of these categories, and it actually lightened up my spaces quite a bit. And again, I really loved this because these are all things that were affecting my health, probably in a negative way. So it was really just guilt-free decluttering for me, and I hope that you found that too. Let me know in the comments of any categories I might have missed that you can think of, and you'll be helping me on my decluttering journey too. If you're still struggling to get started even after these quick wins, be sure to check out my video on decluttering motivation. I'll link it down below, and as always, thanks for watching. You got this.